Hello to all my fellow rock tumblers out there. Are you ready to start another rock tumbling video? I know I am. Well, in this video, let's take these rocks. Now, I found all of these rocks just a few weeks ago out in West Texas at the Kokernot 06 Ranch near Alpine. And there's a variety in here, including that's probably a moss agate. This is one of those Texas biscuits. As you can see, I haven't bothered cleaning some of these, knowing that they're going to be tumbled in the coarse grit. So I've got a couple of biscuits in here. I've got, I think, some jasper maybe. Look at that piece there. That's jasper, I believe. And then a lot of little agate rocks. Well, this looks like it's part of a biscuit as well. Excuse me, didn't mean to drop that. That's a big old quartzy rock. Well, like I said, a lot of variety, mostly agates. So let's get all of these tumbling in a 6-pound barrel in the coarse grit. I'll get them grinding down until they're nice and smooth. That may take, oh gosh, a couple of months. Once these are nice and smooth, I'll bring them back in here and I'll show you what they look like before moving them onto the polishing stages. So check it out. Our Kokernot 06 Ranch rocks are finally finished with the coarse grit tumbling. And I think we're going to have some beauties in here once these get all polished up. Yeah, we've got a nice variety. Look at that. That's a very fine moss agate. What else do we have here? Ooh, oh yes, look at that. Imagine this one all shined up. Well, you won't have to imagine for long, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take all of these rocks. I'm going to get them in the vibratory tumbler. What I'll do is I'll go for, oh, I don't know, about 10 days. I'll use 4 different grits, right? And after I'm finished with that final 14,000 grit aluminum oxide polish, I'll bring all these back in here and I'll show you what they look like. It's taken many weeks, but these rocks that I picked up out in West Texas at the Kokernot 06 Ranch are finally finished with the polishing. Did we get some good ones? Let's take a closer look and find out. Several of these look like this. These fine moss agates. You see that in there? Ooh, they're very slick now that they're shiny. But check out that beautiful detail, that chalcedony. The really pretty, I call it a golden moss color. And they took a great shine. I think we're off to a good start. Sticking with the moss theme for now, I want you to check out this one. Very fine mossiness in here. You see that stringy, almost like spaghetti look in there? And then look at the color. This one happens to have a little bit of red in it. You see that in there? Wow, look at that. Very busy pattern. I like that a lot. I threw in a couple of the biscuits just because it's fun to see how they will tumble. Look at this one, for example. Now, normally we like to cut these open, see what's on the inside, but every now and then it's fun just to polish one, because notice the pattern on there. Never would have seen that coming, right? That coarse grit, it's the ultimate truth teller. Now here's a really fun one here. You can see it's quartzy on the inside, but it has that dark sort of brownish chalcedony. But what I really like, look at these little inclusions here. What are those things? You see those little black sort of sticks, for lack of a better term? It's almost like saginite, maybe? It could be. That could be the beginning of some saginite. But I'm no geologist. Now I know this one looks kind of plain on this side, but check out this side here. It has some really cool detail, don't you think? Look at all that fine, whatever, are those tiny bubbles maybe? Then we've got the red right there. It looks like inside you can see there is going to be some quartz in there. Now this one has an interesting something going on inside. Look at that in there. You see that dark area? What is that? Kind of looks like a tube right there. Let's slowly turn it around. We've got quartz on this side, but look at that. How interesting, right? Oh, I just love these West Texas rocks. You never know what you'll find. So this side looks like just plain old quartz. Yeah, I could take it or leave it. But as we slowly turn this one over, Ooh, now, I like this side. You can see those little specks are somewhat metallic. You see that when I roll it into the reflection there? It's got that gray metallic look. I think you can see that. So that's fun. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would swear this one is actually petrified wood. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. Look at that. Now, what I'm not 100% sure of is whether or not this was part of the original batch. I say that because a lot of times I will throw in petrified wood to act as a filler. But I thought I was really careful with this batch. It could be petrified wood from West Texas. I just don't recall picking up any while I was out there at the Kokernot Ranch. But yeah, you can see the grain pattern right there. This is perhaps a piece of petrified wood from West Texas. Or it could be something from Central Texas. Now we're back to another piece of this beautiful mossy agate right here. We have several of these in this batch. These rocks, I think, tumble and polish beautifully. And they're very plentiful out there where we rock hound near Alpine, Texas. Wow, each one is just so unique. Isn't that beautiful? And speaking of beautiful, look at this one. It has some of that mossiness in there, but then you see it has lots of the chalcedony as well, with some banding and some quartz. This one has it all, right? Might be my favorite so far. And here's the biggest rock of the batch, the quartzy agate rock. How did it turn out? Let's take a look. Ooh, well, that's pretty. It has that milky, sort of cloudy look to it. Oh, sure. These are fun to tumble. You can tumble them too much and lose all of that pattern right there, or you can stop wherever you like it and go ahead and get it polished. I think I left just enough in to keep it interesting. Speaking of interesting, now this one looks like just a very plain chunk of that light-colored milky chalcedony, and for all intents and purposes on this side it is. However, check this out as we turn it over. It has a little bit of something right there. You see the tiny amount of banding. Now this is one that I could have easily ground that completely out. I'm glad I stopped when I did. Otherwise, this would just be a very plain little gemstone here, but at least we have that to enjoy. This appears to be just a dark piece of jasper. Look at this. I think it's really pretty. Oh yes, actually now that I look at it up this close and in this light, I can see that this is somewhat mossy. You see that in there? I did not notice that until just now. So I wouldn't really call this one jasper. This is a moss agate for sure. Fear not, jasper lovers. This one I think we can safely call jasper. Look at this. Tell me that's not really pretty. Those colors, ooh. Wow. Now, there is a little bit of, is that quartz right there? A little quartz vein maybe? I don't really see any chalcedony, so I wouldn't call this a jasper agate. This is just jasper with some really pretty color, and it's small, unfortunately. Not a flawless tumble, but I think a gorgeous rock. I hope you agree. Okay, here's another fun one. From this side, it doesn't look like a whole lot. You've got quartz there, then you've got some sort of odd looking, rough textured surface there. But as we turn it over, as you can see, this is one of those biscuits that I tumbled, and on the outside, look what got revealed. Check that out. That dendritic feature right there. That is so cool. I would have had no idea that was in there until several weeks of coarse grit grinding. There it was, just waiting to be discovered. That's what makes this hobby just so incredible. You can pick up these random rocks out there in West Texas, get them in the tumbler, and a few weeks later, you can be enjoying something like that. Here's another one of those have-it-all type agates, because on this side, as you can see, you've got the banding, the chalcedony, the quartz, and there's that mossiness. Heck, I think I see some tiny bubbles in there as well. Another fun West Texas rock. I'm showing you this small one because I think it has terrific color in it. You look at that pinkish reddish color on the right side. It actually is somewhat agate. I can just now see that little bit of chalcedony in there. Wow, what a color, right? Oh my goodness. Heck, even this other side has sort of a nice, I don't know, is that peach color? Too bad this one's small. This could be a, well, it is sort of a stunner, but it could be a super stunner were it a bigger rock with a slightly better tumble. I'm only showing you this small laggedy rock here because of this side. I really like that sort of effect in there. You can see it's translucent, and more so on one side than the other, but doesn't that look like clouds in there? Well, at least that's what I'm seeing. I'm not really sure what to make of this one. This side I was never happy with. As you can see, there's some quartz on there. It never really tumbled very smoothly. This side, I'm not sure. Is this supposed to look like this? You see, it almost looks like it has a bunch of small fractures in there. I can't really tell looking through my phone, but I like it. I think it's very interesting looking. Are those all fractures, or is that something else in the rock? I honestly do not know. This one just has nice color to it. I know, it has lots of internal fractures. There's all your quartz on that end. It's lighter on the top, and you rotate it around and get that beautiful shade of, what is that, like almost an orange color. Yeah, this one's not half bad. Okay, I'm getting near the end here. I wasn't going to show you this one at first. However, I want to point something out. If you look closely, you can see that there are two shades in there. You see that lighter shade? It's more obvious on this side. Look at that. Forgive the reflection of my camera, my phone, but notice those lighter, sort of rounded shapes in there. What the heck is that all about? I don't know, but I think it's interesting. And just like that, we're down to the final three. This one's fun because of this waterline banding in here. We have a very good view of that. See that? That's nice. A nice chunk of chalcedony with waterline banding. Of course, I had to show you this one. I pointed this one out earlier in the video. It has some beautiful color to it. Look at that. Got some great banding right there. This almost reminds me of a Botswana agate. Maybe a little bit. But I guarantee you I found this out in West Texas near the town of Alpine. Did not have to get all the way over to Africa to find one of these. And for our last rock, let's end on this one. Another one of those biscuits that I decided to tumble down just to reveal that amazing, flowing, cloudy, milky texture to it. This one happens to have a couple of interesting holes in it, let's say. I don't know if I can show you much inside there. Really not much to see. But check out that pattern on there. Isn't that cool? And look back in the video and you can see what these look like when we pick them up out there. They don't look anything like this. A couple of weeks in the course grit, you start to reveal this beautiful pattern. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we got some really good rocks in this batch. Remember, I was just out there with my now wife, Kendra, rock hounding, walking around this multi-thousand acre property, finding some great agates, but also picking up smaller rocks like these just to toss in the tumbler. Check out some of the results. I don't really think we got any duds. Most of these, even the ones I didn't show you, like this one, are still pretty nice. I probably should have shown you this one. See, it's got that big crack though, so I didn't show it to you. But as you can see, it's still an interesting rock. So all in all, I'm very happy with this batch of Kokernot 06 Ranch rocks, or agates, or whatever we're going to call them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. And please remember to check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.